Hello and welcome back to my craft room. I have got a unexpectedly mahoosive box to open with you today. I know who it's from. It's from Paula Dornenberg. I hope I'm saying your name right, Paula, in the US. Now, Paula contacted me recently because she wanted to send a piece over for our Bonkers Quilt community project. And we went down. She led me down a whole new rabbit hole. So there's a kind of quilting I'd never heard of that she's really, really into, and it's called Baltimore Album Quilts. Fascinating. I love when stitching techniques reflect social history in some way, connect with social history. That's very much the case. I won't go on about it now. I have a feeling this may be an upcoming project in the future. But what I want to do today is to have a look at the pieces that Paula has sent. And if I remember right, she said she was going to send a piece that maybe I could cut up, because I remember being concerned that, would I be able to cut into something? I'm just going to go in and have a look and see what's it. I'm itching to see this Baltimore quilt. So it's a form of applique. The work is absolutely beautiful. If you Google Baltimore Album Quilts and do an image search, and I ended up looking at there were other techniques kind of related to it, like needle turn applique and broderie purse. I'm probably saying that completely wrong. I'm butchering that because I think it's obviously a French term. Let's take you to the desk. Precious package in here. Now I think the rest of that is probably, I don't think there's anything in this to check. That's good, because now I can put all the rest of those back in the box to keep the whole thing. Okay. And this is the gubbins. I am so excited to go in here. I really am. These bags are so handy as well, so durable. And they're plastic, but if you use them for years, like I do, it's fine. The single-use plastic is bad. Okay. Oh, Paula, practice kit for your needle turn applique and notes. Oh, wow. Oh, how exciting. Those pips are out again. Okay. Block for Bonkers Quilt. Shall we have a look at the note card, whatever it is, first. Oh, beautiful. God, I've been spot rotten with some very, very beautiful cards. Many beautiful. Oh, what? Look at this. I'm gobsmacked. I'm in awe, Paula. I'm in awe. Look at that. Let me try and show you how it's shaped. It's beautifully done. Exquisitely done. I love it. Absolutely love that. How gorgeous. So there's a... Dear Annie, a little note of thanks for all your wonderful video content and for making this community such a special place to be. I'm really a little bit emotionally incontinent at the moment. I'm crying at the drop of a hat, and that's really set me off. That's so sweet of you, Paula. Thank you. Oh. Okay, let me have a look at this. Let's make sure she's not put an address there or anything. Dear Annie, it's been so lovely exchanging emails with you these past few weeks. Yeah, we've had a lot of emails back and forth. You know, you like connect with. We've done it. So many of us in this community. It's like connecting with kindred spirits. So many of us feel we've very much found our tribe, as they say. And most of us will never meet in person, but we've got that connection. And so I'm so excited about your Bonkers Quilt community project and sharing my love of needle turn applique and Baltimore Album Quilts with you. Enclosed you will find the following goodies: the 2 Orphan Baltimore Album blocks, which I cut down to remove all extra fabric to reduce bulk, leaving enough room so that they can be further cut and stitched onto something. You are free to use them in the Bonkers Quilt if the girls want to stitch into them, keep them, or pass them on. They're screaming for some lovely embroidery and embellishing. Oh, it's just perfect then, perfect. I have included a photo of the original Baltimore Album Quilt, which is absolutely my favourite quilt, as a reference for where these blocks came from. Oh, I'm trying to see that. The block size I started with was too large for my liking. Hence the reason they're now Orphan blocks. I'm going to remake them at some point, but in a smaller size. Paula is very knowledgeable about the history of Baltimore Album Quilts, and they had quite a short period of popularity, and were done in a different way. They weren't using up scraps of fabric like many of the kind of quilting methods are. People bought fabric specifically to cut shapes from and then apply onto the backgrounds. You'll see. Ellie, how do you say that? Shenkovich? Don't know, but anyway, that name has numerous absolutely fabulous books about Baltimore Album Quilt history, along with old and new techniques on how to make them. I must check out some of those. I have recently been getting hold of books, either because I can't afford them new or because they're out of print, from Awesome Books. Awesome Books are brilliant. I think there are 2 or 3 other companies that do a similar thing, but that happens to be the one I've used, and I found they get them to me really quickly. They're so cheap. I don't know how what I paid for the books even covered the postage, to be fair. I've been very impressed with them, so yeah, I might have a look on there and see if there are any Ellie Shenkovich books. That's my best effort at pronouncing that name. Mimi Dietrich, also Mimi Dietrich, Baltimore Basics, and Jean Sullivan, Simply Successful Applique, are great books on applique techniques, which I would highly recommend. Okay, I'm going to have a look for all of those. Because I mean, we can always, one of my first places when I'm learning how to do something, I want to find out how to do something, is to go to YouTube or blogs, and it's an absolute wealth. It's such a useful resource. But sometimes it's nice to have an old-fashioned book that you can sit and read through and have by you and work from, so yeah, I still love a book. And although I read a lot, novels and things, I will read on my Kindle now, because I like the idea that I can have a library in my handbag, basically. But for craft books, it's got to be an actual book. I'm also sending my traditional Baltimore Album Peacock bird block for the Bonkers Quilt, which I think will fit the theme of embroidery and beading nicely. Thank you so much for stitching this in for me. Oh, it'll be an absolute joy, Paula. I've provided a separate signed label that you can stitch with the block or wherever all the other signatures will go on the quilt. That's a great idea. I wish I'd thought of suggesting that to people now, that they could embroider their name on a little tag that I could. My plan at the moment is to write them all onto a big piece of calico or something and embroider the names, just the first names, because I don't want to, obviously I don't want to intrude on people's privacy, and then stitch that onto the back of the quilt, or maybe tuck it into a pocket or something. A lot of names though. Okay, the needle turn applique kit is one that I use for my beginners class that you can practice on if you decide to give this style of applique a go. I almost certainly will. I don't think there's any way I won't be able to try it now, Paula. I chose a solid fabric for the heart petals so you can work on making your stitches invisible, versus a print fabric, which would have been more difficult to see if the stitches are correct or not. Good thinking. Each element in the block was designed to teach some of the basic applique techniques. Oh, that's so useful. The notes and reference materials are in the baggie as well to help you along in making the block. Becky Goldsmith has great videos on how to do these techniques and are similar to how I do things. The little Baltimore Album style rosebud I made on the front of the card is removable, held in place with double-sided sticky tape, so you can stitch it onto something else if you like. Please let me know if you have any questions, and it's been so lovely to getting to know you, my friend. Sincerely, Paula. Oh, it's been lovely getting to know you too, Paula. I'm all goose pimples and unnecessariness now. them over all unnecessary. Let's have another look at this. So this I could, if I like, I could take off. It would be lovely perhaps to incorporate it into something. I'm even wondering about bringing it into my vintage Stittionary book. It's exquisitely done. I'm so excited to see these. So this is block for Bonkers Quilt. And then these are the Baltimore Album Quilt blocks, which Paula is saying we can cut up, even if it hurts. So this is, let's have a look at this first. This is an actual photo of this original quilt. I'm trying to put it the right way up because they're all different directions. And you can see there what these are like, but it doesn't really show the details. So all of those pieces are needle turn appliqued on. And then it's embroidered into as well. One of the little details I noticed is that they used to sign these. There were a couple I was looking at where they were actually just signed in pen by the person who contributed the quilt. They are exquisite. I love that. I love the whole look of that. Look how much work is in it. Yeah, and apparently they used to buy fabrics especially to cut the designs, cut the images out and apply them. So that does give you a good flavour of how they look, but you need to look up some, have a look at some resources on Google to get close-ups of the work in these. Well, I think we're probably about to see some examples. Let's have a look at the one for the quilt first. So she said this was, hang on, somewhere back, was it bird and beading? Hang on. Baltimore Album Peacock Bird Block. Okay. My hands are shaking. I'm a bit overexcited here. That to one side. Oh, look. Oh, that's lovely. So this is the little piece to add in. That's a lovely idea to do that. And I would definitely make sure that gets stitched on either onto the, I mean, if there's room, it might even end up getting stitched onto the front of the quilt or wherever we end up putting everybody else's names. I wish I'd thought of suggesting that people do this at the beginning. So if you're watching this and you want to do something like this, please feel free to do so. Look at this. Oh, what? Okay, so you can see there these the bird and the tree and the leaves, or some of the leaves, have been cut out and applied separately with this exquisitely done needle turn applique. Look at the neatness. I mean, you can't even, the stitches are invisible there to me. To my eye, the stitches are invisible. And then there's also all these details have been added. Look at, I mean, the eye has been appliqued separately. And then there's embroidery added on top. So there's these little French knots on top. There's beading, ribbon embroidery. These are done with ribbon embroidery. Oh. And this is velvet. She's needle appliqued velvet. You can just see the stitches there, but so neatly done. I love the difference in texture with the kind of ruffly feeling of that ribbon embroidery leaf, the velvet leaf, the cotton leaf. Here there's an overlay of some kind of, I've forgotten what you call this stuff, where you get the sheer fabric and that kind of chenille print over the top of it. It feels amazing. Beautiful satin stitch here. It's that kind of padded satin stitch, so you get that raised effect. And here we've got sequins and beads and loads of French knots. Look at this. I'm totally in awe of this work. I don't understand how. As far as I can tell, even the eyes on the peacock feathers have been applied separately. How have you even done that? it's just, yeah, gobsmacking. And the overall design, of course, is just, yeah, stunning. Wow. I'm going to, for the time being, I'm going to pin these back together. I've made my nose run now, hang on, excuse me. So we've also got these, which are the ones that Paula said that could be cut up. I don't know if I'll be able to bring myself to do it, but let's see. I do love this tissue paper. Paula, I can't cut that up. I can't possibly cut that up. Stitching into it, yes. I mean, I'm itching to get stitching looking at that. But I mean, anybody watching this, I'm sure will agree with me. I can't cut that up. What did it say cut into? So she says she's already cut them down to remove the extra fabric, so all around here. This was going to be one. I can see why she thought that was too big. That would have ended up, yeah. So they can be further cut and stitched onto something. I mean, I suppose you could carefully kind of cut around sections. It's just so beautiful. I don't think I can bring myself to do that. I have a feeling what I might end up doing is taking this and the other one, which I haven't opened yet, along with me to show everybody and see what everybody else thinks, and at least to show off to everybody how beautiful it is, and see what everyone else thinks about. I just don't think I can bring myself to cut into it, Paula. It's gorgeous. Let's show a closer look. So this is very typical of the ones, isn't it, that you see in here. And I think there was a particular one which is on display in a museum that Barbara was doing like a replica of, kind of, yeah, or certainly inspired by it. Look at the work. Look at the neatness of that applique. I'm itching to have a go now. I can't. Right now, I can't. I have too many other things on my plate that I have to do this week, but I actually just want to drop everything right now and have a go at this. I'm so impressed. Let's have a look at the back. Look how neat the back is. I mean, just looking at just that one. Yeah. This bit here looks like a kind of negative, doesn't it? Negative applique where there's a hole cut out of here and then stitched. The pink is showing through from underneath. And these perfect little, tiny little pieces appliqued on. Oh, I'm itching to have a go at this. I really am. I think this is going to be a whole project in itself. I love how these leaves are done in the two different kinds of green. I'm going to take these to show all the girls anyway. I know they will be absolutely fascinated to see this. We have now got the piece from Paula to stitch on the quilt. I'm kind of feeling like maybe this should be a later project, a separate project. Yeah, she says you're free to use them in the Bonkers Quilt if the girls want to stitch into them, keep them or pass them on. Let's have a look at this last piece. Are you blown away? I'm blown away. Oh, God. I mean, look at it. I'm so taken with that whole. I love the effect. I love the feel of it. I'm so impressed with the workmanship. And I need to read some of the resources and have a look at the notes as well that Barbara has sent, because I know that they, from my brief understanding of it, they cut images out of printed fabric, but obviously these are cut from, these shapes are cut from, so like an all over pattern fabric that the leaf shapes and the bird shapes and things have been cut from. I don't know how you begin to do this. There must be a template or something for that. That will become apparent as I go into it more. I'm really feeling like this needs to be a whole separate project to share on my channel with everybody. Let's have one last thing. We've still got the practice kit to look at. Oh, look. If I can do that neatly, I will be absolutely made up. Let's have a look. It's been designed to practice different techniques and things. What did she say? Hang on. Yeah, each element in the block was designed to teach some of the basic applique techniques. The fabric and everything. So we've got, there's a picture of the finished thing. Or freezer paper template. I know about freezer paper. It's harder to get here. You have to kind of go online to get hold of it, or in a craft shop. Funny enough, you can't get it. Sometimes some craft shops keep it. Applique paper for the circle, so that's going to be a different type of technique. Freezer paper for the template. Here's the finished piece all put together, and that's numbered. I suppose that probably corresponds to the fabrics. We've got a lovely mix of colours, and that's the background piece. She's even put the background piece in. And then I've got lots of really useful. I'll have a good go through this. Oh yeah, everything I need here. I mean, I will try and get hold of those books that Paula mentioned, but this will be really useful to get me started. Now, thumbnail. Cool. I'm not going to sum this up in one thumbnail, am I? So generous of you to send all of this. I don't have the foggiest clue how I'm going to do justice to all of this in one thumbnail. Utterly stunning. Cool. Seriously, Paula, you have completely blown me away there. And there is no way I feel at the moment I could contemplate cutting these up. I think with your permission, I will hang on to these two large. I'm going to take them down to Sussex to show the girls, because I know everybody will love to see them. I bet the WI ladies would be really interested to see these close up as well. They may be perfectly, possibly real embroiderers would be perfectly aware of Baltimore Album Quilts, but for me, it's a whole new thing to me, and that's just such an exquisite example of needle turn applique, apart from anything else. Whoops. Apart from being, historically interesting as well. So I'm going to take them down with all the quilt stuff to show, but I don't think I'm going to be able to bring myself to cut this up. I think it would be a lovely thing to do with your permission, as a project in the not too distant future on my channel, with these beautiful examples to inspire me. The quilt, the little starter kit that you've sent as well, even just this beautiful card. I'm lost for words. It doesn't happen often. Tom will laugh. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed looking at that as much as I did opening it. Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. Special thank you to Paula. I'm blown away by all of that, and I'm going to go straight into my email now and let Paula know that those have arrived. Thanks very much for joining me. See you again soon. Bye.